be right on the pace, and Renee Poetschka as well, and Sandie Richards. From what we've seen tonight, I've just got a feeling we're going to see something quite special this evening in the 400 for women.
Oh, I definitely think that will be the case because, you know, Paul's just shown what great conditions it is for the 400, and Cathy ran awesomely last week in Hobart and looking in form. Even though she's doing a lot of hard training, you know, she's still doing great times, and it looks very promising for Atlanta for her.
Well, all round with Renee and Cathy and Lee Naylor, Kylie Hanigan, the prospects of yourself in the 400-metre relay. This is an important event looking for Atlanta also, with that relay team having won a bronze medal against the Jamaicans, who actually were third over the line as we have a look at Freeman. So you will be looking at this race with a tremendous interest as well, not only from their personal performance, but for the potential of a relay in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's right, Bruce, because last year was my first 4x4, and, you know, I enjoyed it immensely, especially, you know, with the bronze medal. And this year we have a great chance of, you know, becoming another medalist. An Olympic medal is great. So, you know, I'll be looking for the girls today, see what times they're doing. So hopefully in the future I'll be there as well. You'll
be wishing them home like all of us will. Earlier this week, Cathy Freeman was one of the big stars at the press conferences, and she spoke to David Colbert.
Catherine, it's the highlight of the athletics year, the NEC Classic. You looking forward to it?
Very much. It's going to be a good night, bigger than ever, I think.
You're in great shape, the 400 metres for Thursday, and we've brought Sandie Richards out to race against you. How are you feeling about that clash?
I'm excited. You know, Sandie represents to me, you know, international competition, and as soon as I saw her, I fired up, and, you know, she makes regular contact with Mary Jo Perec, and just listening to her and talking to her and just racing against her, I think I will bring out the best in me.
So here's the lineup. Lee Naylor and Kylie Hanigan, 2 first-class Australians, 1 or 2. World-class Renee Poetschka in 3. Cathy Freeman, number 2 in the world last year, 4th at the World Championships, Australian record holder in 4. Poetschka's run the fastest time by any Australian in Australia, by the way, at 50.19. Richards in 5, 3rd in the World Championships, final in Olympic Games, the world indoor champion. Merlene Frazer, the outstanding college student in America who was 2nd in the NCAA 200 metres last year. Susan Andrews trying to come back, and Donna Adamson. As we go through and take a look at one of the great stars in Australian athletics, Cathy Freeman.
Yeah, I know the crowd is here tonight for Cathy because they all love her. She's home in front of a home crowd, and it's great to have her as one of the last events because they're all hanging around. But she'll be going out hard tonight, I'm sure. She's going to practice this race, you know, race plan, because she wants it right there in Atlanta.
Renee Poetschka will be there in Atlanta as well. Just missed the final in Gothenburg. Was absolutely stunning when she ran 50.19 in Sydney to win the Australian Championships.
Yeah, Renee has always been a brilliant athlete, and you never really know till the day what sort of shape Renee's in. You know, she can come out and just surprise us, so I'm so sure she'll be trying to do that tonight.
Well, Sandie Richards is an outstanding athlete, as we said. Her best time is the same as Renee's, 50.19, but that was back in 1992. She felt that was her best year. She is a world indoor champion, both in the relay and in the individual event. And was 3rd at the Commonwealth Games, 3rd in the World Champs, Olympic finalist. She's a great measuring stick, isn't she?
Oh, she is. And, you know, I think she's beaten Cathy, as you said, once or twice. And, you know, even though she's probably not in shape here today, as Cathy said, it's going to get her all fired up, and international competition will remind her of what it's going to be like over there.
David, what can we realistically expect here? Freeman 50.46, her fastest time in Australia last weekend in Hobart. The fastest time ever at this meet's 51.15. Surely that will go by not one but a couple of athletes. Could she break 50 seconds tonight?
Well, I've just got the feeling like you, Bruce, that we're about to see something very special from Cathy Freeman. I know that this is the only meet for the season that she's concentrated on. She's freshened up. She's done a lot of speed work over the last couple of days. She was shocked by her run in Hobart, 50.46. She really didn't believe that she'd run that fast. Possibly first time under 50 seconds for Cathy Freeman.
Tactics all important in a 400. You've just got to get it right, the timing. If you're out and you go too hard early, you really do pay for it. And at the same time, you can't dawdle. You must have rhythm. And we'll see how Freeman handles that. She's a wonderful athlete. So from the inside, Naylor, Hanigan, Poetschka. Freeman didn't seem to get a great start, by the way. Richards was out well, Frazer going out well, so the 2 Jamaicans are giving Cathy something to run at. Richards really going early with Frazer. Freeman now starts to accelerate the back straight. She's looking good at 250. She's left Poetschka behind. Freeman's right up to Richards now. She has gone hard. Freeman's about to go past them. I think the time's what's important now. Poetschka's well back, she'll run on. Has Cathy gone too hard? The fastest time she's run in Australia is 50.46. The fastest by any Australian is 50.19. The Australian record's 50.04. We count it down. Poetschka's coming home hard for second. It's 1-2 Australia. Freeman's digging in. The clock ticks over. It's fast. It's real fast. She's done it. Yes! She has done it. The first time ever inside 50. It is a magic moment in the sport.
She hasn't broken 50 seconds. She smashed it. She can't believe it. Listen to the big crowd here at Olympic Park. They saw Paul Cleary. Now they've seen Cathy Freeman. A momentous occasion in Australian track and field.
Just take this in for a moment as we settle back and enjoy what the people are enjoying in Melbourne tonight.
Oh, it's given me enormous goosebumps as the crowd's going wild. I mean, exactly, she has smashed it. I mean, she doesn't look too puffed to me, but you know, the excitement of the adrenaline is just going.
Well, I'll go for a dive in the book in a moment.
49.86. Have a look at her here, Bruce, while you dive for the stats to see exactly where that places Freeman. May launch herself into the top 50 all time.
Just thinking about last year.
Oh, look at this. She really did get a bad start, and but down the back straight, didn't she motor? Through 200 metres, she took off and continued on. Poetschka's run some sort of time in second place.
Yeah, it was down that back straight. You know, you could see the difference between Poetschka and Cathy. She just hit it out, and she was so relaxed coming down here. And it's obviously she's been training incredibly hard, and she's focused for this year.
Poetschka's going to get a fair time here too. Now, last year only Perec, and then a strange one, Yusuf in Harare late in the season. And we've all questioned that at high altitude, 49.43. Only Perec and Yusuf were faster in the whole world than this.
Oh, look, it really is just a fantastic run. And I'll tell you what, she wanted to do something special here for the big crowd. And the people that are at Olympic Park tonight have witnessed something they'll never forget. The first woman ever to run under 50 seconds. And look at that. Still enough energy after breaking 50 seconds to leap up and down. Oh, there's Freeman.
She still has enough energy to run around another time. Oh, I'm sure she is just so ecstatic. I mean, look at the smile on her face.
Well, what a run. 49.86 unofficial. Her Australian record set in Paris in 1994 in the Grand Prix final, 50.04.
There doesn't seem to be too much sign of lactic there.
But she's just so excited, and Bruce, it really does now come down. We shouldn't underestimate Miles because she's an outstanding performer, and also Davis from the Bahamas, but really it's a match race now in Atlanta, Perec and Freeman.
Too early to say, I honestly think, David. There's too much to happen between now and early August, but I still think Perec is in a class of her own. I think she's capable of running around 48.8, which she did in Barcelona in 92. I'm not sure if Freeman can do that right now. She might. She's made a huge breakthrough here. Remember, prior to last weekend, her fastest time in Australia ever was 50.94. Now, she has run a full second quicker here tonight at 49.85. So she's gone from, there's Kim McDonald with her, who's Sonia O'Sullivan's friend and also manager and manages all the top Kenyans. So she's taken over a second off the fastest time she's ever run in this country in a week. As both Melinda and David said, this is the only event that she's really given much credence to this year. So far on the Australian circuit, she's trained through the other events, and it's a giant breakthrough. And when I do my calculations now, I think she can challenge Perec in Atlanta. There's another second there. I mean, I know it's a long way, but from what we've seen, I think right now, if I was a bookmaker, I'd make them equal favourites for the Olympic final.
Well, I think so, Bruce, because I know that she's really only freshened up for about 10 days for this meet. And perhaps, and that taper has really only been over the last 3 or 4 days that she's really come up. So, Melinda, how is she going to be with another 3 or 4 months of solid training, races in Europe, and then coming up to razor sharp in Atlanta?
Oh, it's endless. I mean, what she can do, if she's doing that now, and I know she's been training very hard, and she's come out and, I can't even begin to think of what she is capable of.
Well, she's about to come into the front straight here at Olympic Park. The stand is absolutely jam-packed, and she will get raucous applause. It's a standing ovation here at Olympic Park for Cathy Freeman.
I can tell you what, that a lot of the athletes overseas tomorrow will be starting to panic and sweat.
Great scenes here on Sports Australia. And a reminder that after this meet, we're going to Perth for the National Track Championships. We've seen some brilliant riding there today by Cathy Watt and Darren Hill. But this is the headline that will reverberate, look at that, around Australia tomorrow. The woman with the engaging smile, an absolute superstar in the sport. Have a look at her, wind them up.
I tell you what, it's been a long time. There's Nick Beddoe, her boyfriend and manager, really has played a big part.
Cathy Freeman, well done. What a run. That 50-second barrier smash.
Oh, quite unbelievable. I had no idea what I could do. Still, I mean, I'm just so happy.
Before the race, was that your goal to break that record, that 50-second barrier?
People were telling me I could run this and that, and people were saying, oh, 49.99, blah, 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 but I just ran out and wanted to run technically the best race I could.
So you surprised yourself in so many ways, you just don't know how fast you can go at the moment?
No, I mean, I feel so good, feel so strong, and I've got it together in my head, so yeah, I don't know what I can do.
Can you take us through the race? It looked like you didn't get the best start in the world.
True, I thought, geez, they've gone out hard, and I decided I had to pick it up down the back straight and just hammer it home.
The overseas girls did go out hard. Obviously that helped you because you went out hard at those World Championships, but geez, you finished it well, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm stronger and I'm more focused now, yeah.
What about the Olympics? You're thinking about that now, Atlanta now, and Perec?
Still got a lot of training to do, and I mean, you know, Tom this obviously would get me in the
Okay, we're coming into the final 150 metres of this race. The last 100 metres so strong now, all that work paying off.
I was so focused, it was just, I really impressed myself tonight.
How quickly were you looking at that time?
I didn't actually look at the time. I knew that I was always strong enough and fit enough. It was just a matter of being patient and being focused.
And just finally, well done, and how much faster?
Well, you know, I don't like to think about it. I mean, I'm just going to go back and train really hard. Got the Nationals coming up. I just want to trust my ass off now, train my ass off.
Cathy Freeman, well done. The crowd love you here, and we all love you. Well done in Atlanta.
Thank you very much.
It's going to train her butt off, she reckons. Well, 49.85. New figures here in Australia for Freeman. Poetschka, good run, 50.77. She's coming down. Richards, 51.16. Well done to Richards. She actually helped Freeman. I think she went out there very hard to give her something to chase. And then we go to Naylor. Gee, that's a run, 51.18. That is a second personal best for Naylor. If that stands up, that's sensational. Hanigan, 53.14. And then Frazer. Well, what a result.
A qualifier for Lee Naylor.
Shouldn't forget that. So,
well, that's a great run from Lee Naylor.